and welcome to another edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Morgan Minster
and Amber Krieg. On today's show, we'll be giving you information on a recent presentation held for the elementary, reporting the results of state solo and ensemble competition, answering your questions in You Ask, We Answer,
and as always, updating you on Marquette sports and events. But before we get to all of that, we desperately want to know who Brooklyn will be interviewing this week.
This week, Brooklyn will be interviewing Alex Conradi. But now, let's get an update on our graduation countdown. How many days do we have left, Morgan?
There are just 35 days left until we graduate, Amber.
Well, if there are 35 days until we graduate, that means we have just 27 days until we leave for our senior class trip to Washington, D.C. and New York City.
I know, and I'm so excited. We get to do so many great things. I'm especially looking forward to seeing the classic Broadway show, Phantom of the Opera, on Broadway.
That will be fun, Morgan. It is the longest-running show in Broadway history. But there's so much that we're going to be doing on the trip. We'll be starting in Washington, D.C., sightseeing at places such as the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, the Holocaust Museum, and the Smithsonian.
That's right, Amber, but there are so many other things we'll be doing in D.C., too.
Like what, Morgan?
Well, we'll be taking a trip to George Washington's home, Mount Vernon, visiting Arlington National Cemetery and Ford's Theater, where President Abraham Lincoln was infamously shot in 1865.
D.C. is going to be so much fun, but the second half of our trip will be just as exciting in New York City.
Besides going to see the Phantom of the Opera, there's so much to see in New York.
From Times Square to the World Trade Center, there are almost too many places to name, but let's give it a try.
We'll be visiting Times Square and the World Trade Center, and along with that, we'll also be visiting the 9/11 Museum, taking a ferry ride to Ellis Island, and our listeners may even be able to catch a glimpse of us on the Today Show.
I can barely wait for the senior class trip to start.
Well, I can barely wait for jam time to start, so let's hand it over to them now.
Thanks, Amber and Morgan. Today on Jam Time, we will be sharing the results of the solo ensemble music contest that took place last Saturday, April 16th.
Everyone did really well, but I can't remember. What were the scores that the students got?
The entries receiving ones, the highest possible score, included vocal solos from Lauren Kilbert, Christina Koos, Kelby Mueller, and Erica Timmerman, as well as a women's chamber choir consisting of Lauren Kilbert, Christina Koos, Morgan Minster, Erica Timmerman, Anna Zyman, Amanda Koos, Gwen Davis, Sunny North, and our own Jam Time reporters, Megan Litter, Allison Hager, Kenzie Kilberg, and Justina Dellinger.
Don't forget, Marquette's women ensemble comprised of Lauren Kilberg, Christina Koos, Erica Timmerman, Gwen Davis, and Sunny North also received a 1 rating and took home the highest award of the day, the Outstanding Performance Award.
Oh, and we almost forgot, a piano soloist also received a 1 at the contest. Some of you may be familiar with her. She is one of our very own Jam Time hosts. Congratulations to Megan and all of our very talented students. We'd also like to extend our congratulations to the groups that received 2s at last week's contest. Christina and Amanda Koos performing a duet, and the men's ensemble that included Daniel Mickle, John Stroyan, Hunter Zymet, Marcus Prohl, and Luke Keys.
Vocal soloists Amanda Koos, Luke Keys, Daniel Mickle, and piano soloist Marcus Prohl also received 2s.
Great job to all our participants. Marquette had a wonderful showing at the competition.
Let's hope Marquette's strong music tradition can continue for years to come.
Well, if we want that to happen, we'd better go and start practicing for next year. Until next time, for Marquette in Motion, this has been
Jam Time!
With Justina Denlinger,
Allison Hager,
Megan Litter,
and Mackenzie Kilberg. Marquette in Motion will be back after these messages.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Christina Koos is here with her report on a recent presentation our grade schoolers attended.
Earlier this week, the Dubuque Arts Council brought a speaker to our school. K-5 students sat in on a presentation called Read, Read, Read. The main point of the presentation was to show students how fun reading can be. The speaker was full of energy from the start and had many different ways to keep the students entertained while he told stories. He performed juggling acts with sticks, balls, scarves, and pins, and magic tricks such as escaping handcuffs, making water disappear from a cup, and switching the places of 2 items. He also got the students involved by having them echo chants of rhyming stories and poems. I heard from a few of our 3rd grade students to find out what their favorite parts were. Gwen Schrader's favorite part was when the peanut butter and jelly jars magically switched places. Macy Harris loved the look on Caden Kepman's face when he thought he was going to have a cup of water poured on his head. Luckily, the water disappeared and Caden stayed dry. I think it's safe to say that all of our students enjoyed the presentation and learned just how fun reading can be. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Christina Koos.
And I think it's also safe to say that we're ready to have our questions answered. Luckily, Lauren Kilberg is here to do just that. It's time for You Ask, We Answer. Today's first question was submitted by a listener who is wondering how our high school students can gain college credit in high school.
Marquette has a partnership of sorts with Clinton Community College. Marquette high school students can opt to take a wide array of courses through Clinton Community College's online learning program or through ICN, the Iowa Communication Network, in the morning. In ICN classes, students have the benefit of seeing and speaking with their instructor and other classmates in a program similar to Skype. All of these courses are paid for by Marquette, allowing high school students to gain free college credit if they're willing to put in the time and effort demanded of being a college and high school student.
I'm sure that time and effort will be worth it when our students are taking fewer classes and paying a smaller bill for books in college, Lauren. And those courses our students take through CCC will be completed by May 6th. May certainly will be a busy time for our students. Our senior service projects must be completed by May 1st. Can you tell us a little about those senior service projects, Lauren?
As of 2015, a graduation requirement at Marquette is a senior service project. This project can be done in small groups or as an individual, but it must serve the community and include at least 18 hours of time commitment. This year, our students worked to clean our highways, volunteered with the Bellevue Fire Department and EMS service, and assisted residents at Mill Valley. But what about you, Morgan? What was your senior service project?
Well, Amber and I are actually working together, and we're going up to the Dubuque Regional Humane Society and working with some of the animals up there.
Sounds interesting. What about you, Christina?
My group collected t-shirts from everyone at school, and we will be cutting them and sewing them into diapers for children in Haiti.
What about you, Lauren?
For my service project, I teach religious education at St. Joseph Church.
That sounds great. If there are any seniors listening, be sure to get to work on that project. Formal presentations will be made for our class and for our school board panel before the year's conclusion. This week, we had several listeners wondering about something else that will need to be done before the school's conclusion. One listener wrote, "I noticed that some people have received DVDs of Marquette's production of The Sound of Music. Can I get one?"
This is a question I hear quite frequently. Max Reed generously videotapes Marquette's productions and was in the MEC several weeks ago to capture the sound of music. He makes DVDs that are available for $10. Call the school office at 872-3356 for more details if you're hoping to relive the sound of music in your own home. Thanks for all of this week's questions. Be sure to keep them coming to me at marquetteinmotion@marquettecatholic.com. Until then, this has been Lauren Kilberg. Don't go away. Our program will return in a moment.
I didn't know that Max... We're back with Marquette in Motion. Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig are here with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, Morgan. This past week has been a busy one for Marquette's track athletes, and the girls started off the week with a trip to Tipton City Park. Everyone ran well, with Marissa Strader placing first in the high jump, and she also ran with teammate Anna Ambrose, who placed first in the shuttle hurdle relay. Alyssa Kramer represented the team well in long-distance events, placing first in the mile and third in the 800-meter run. This past Thursday, the boys also had a meet, running at Bellevue High School during a wet and rainy night. The boys' shuttle hurdle team placed first, and those competing were Caleb Schrader, Zach Ketman, Blaine Banowitz, and Tanner Sieverding. Tanner also placed second in the long jump. Great job to all our track athletes last week.
Thanks, Sam. Marquette's soccer team has had 3 games this past week. Last Thursday, on April 14th, they played against Cedar Valley Christian. Marquette was sadly unsuccessful in achieving a win against them with a final score of 0-1. We also played against Postville on Tuesday, but unfortunately lost 5-1. And finally, the soccer team ended their week playing on Thursday against the team of Western Dubuque, where Marquette was able to win with the score of 1-0. Marquette's golfers also had a busy schedule. Last Friday, April 15th, our golfers got second place, just short of beating Rivermont Collegiate, who got first place in that meet. 3 of our golfers participated in a golf meet in Edco last Saturday. Unfortunately, because we only had 3 golfers there, we were unable to place as a team. And finally, Marquette's golf team got 5th out of 7 teams this past Monday at Valley Oaks Golf Course in Clinton. Congratulations to all of our sports teams that have had quite the busy week.
For Marquette in Motion, this has been Sam Peters.
And Jonathan Herrig with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Now we'll turn it on over to Brooklyn Moore for her senior interview.
Hello everyone, I'm Brooklyn Moore, and I'll be interviewing Alex Conradi. Could you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, Alex?
I am the youngest son of Rod and Lisa Conradi, and I'm a senior at Marquette Catholic.
That's great. How have you spent your last year at Marquette?
procrastinating and sleeping in class.
How do you plan on spending your summer then?
I work with my dad and at Lampe True Value.
Sounds like fun. And after your summer, what are some of your future plans?
I'll be attending NICC in Piazza and majoring in business.
That sounds like fun. But do you know what sounds like even more fun? I'd say some rapid fire questioning sounds pretty exciting. So, your first question is, what would be your dream job?
Working in a zoo.
Why?
Because then I get to feed tigers and look at penguins.
Okay, I see. What's your favorite movie?
American Sniper.
What's your favorite food?
Cookies.
Do you have a role model, and if so, who?
My brother, because he just sets a good example for me.
Aww, what's your biggest fear?
Spiders.
If you could choose one superpower, what would it be and why?
Invisibility, so I can sneak into places.
What are some of your biggest pet peeves?
Telling someone to stop doing something and then they respond with telling you what they were doing.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
Armpit farts at the kindergarten Christmas concert.
Is that your funniest memory you have from Marquette too?
Yes.
Okay, well, that concludes our interview. Thanks for letting me interview you, Alex, and thanks to all our listeners. Make sure to keep tuning in. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Brooklyn Moore.
Thanks for reporting, everyone.
And thanks for tuning in. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Morgan Minster.
And Amber Krieg.
And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
in motion.